Kids are naturally curious about their bodies from a really young age. They have so many questions. As a parent, this is a really good thing because it means you have lots of chances to teach your child accurate information and to help them stay safe. Here's why that is so important. 1 out of every 3 girls and 1 out of 20 boys will fall victim to some sort of unwanted sexual contact by their 18th birthday. A child who knows that they're in control of their body is less likely to fall victim in this way. Plus, they're more likely to tell someone if they are abused. I'm Dr. Shalon Nienow, and here are 7 simple steps to teaching your child about body autonomy. Simply put, body autonomy is the right for a person to govern what happens to their body. Here are the steps to teaching your children about it. Number 1, teach children the anatomic names for their body parts. Start at an early age. There is no such thing as a child who is too young to learn the names of their body parts. Don't speak in code. When we give genitalia or other private parts code names or cutesy names, what this teaches our children is that those parts are secret and they can't be talked about, and that's a really bad lesson for them to learn. Genitals are healthy and normal. They're okay to talk about. It's also important to teach children who can look at or touch their private parts and under what conditions. So it's okay for mom and dad to help clean your private parts when you're in the bath. Or it's okay for a doctor to look at your private parts during a physical, as long as mom or a nurse is there with you. Number 2, it's okay to say no, even to an adult. We must help our children understand that they don't have to submit their body if they don't want to. So giving your children alternate ways to show affection and respect to an adult is really imperative so that they don't have to give up that control. Teaching them things like high fives, thumbs up, or handshakes can help show their affection or that they love somebody without them having to submit their body is really important. Number 3, teach children to ask permission before touching somebody else's body. In the same way that they shouldn't submit their own body, they shouldn't force somebody to submit theirs. Not every child is okay with personal contact. So teaching children about consent before touching others is really important. They should ask for permission and receive a verbal yes before they provide things such as hugs. Things that they can ask about are, hey, is it okay if I hug you? Or hey, is it okay if we give a high five? Number 4, teaching children the difference between okay touches and not okay touches. Talk to your child about okay touches being some that make them feel happy or excited, versus touches that aren't okay, which make them feel uncomfortable, scared, or confused. Number 5, teach children the difference between okay secrets and not okay secrets. It is so important that your child learns the difference between them. Secrets that are okay are ones that are not harmful, like what you get mom or dad for Christmas, versus secrets that are harmful, like things that hide their feelings or hurts, or the hurt of others, or have anything to do with private parts. Teach your children that they must tell an adult when somebody asks them to keep a not okay secret. Even if this is a person that your child loves and trusts, even if they're told specifically not to tell, and even when it involves something bad happening to a friend. Number 6, if something does happen to their body that they don't like, it is not their fault, period. They will not be in trouble if they talk about those things, even if somebody specifically says that they will be. Parents, your first response should always be to believe your child when they tell you about abuse happening to them. Number 7, identify 5 adults that your child can tell if something happens that they don't like. They have 5 fingers, real easy visual for them to understand those 5 people. And it's really important that 3 of those people aren't family members. That's because children often don't tell parents or family first when something bad does happen. This doesn't have to be particular individuals, but can be groups of individuals, such as teachers, police officers, or doctors. Empower your child to report abuse or unwanted touches to some trusted adult. Also, make sure your child knows that if an adult doesn't believe them when they do tell, they should keep telling adults until somebody does. Here are all 7 tips one more time so that you can take a screenshot. Parents, these tips can help protect your child from abuse. So for your child's sake, it is so important to have these conversations starting when they're toddlers and repeating often as they grow. Empower your child with knowledge about body autonomy, and you will help protect them from abuse.